So you're ambitious, but you're also kinda lazy. You've got big dreams, fame, fortune, abs that could cut glass. But somehow, instead of chasing success, you find yourself in a rabbit hole of TikTok videos or binge watching a show you don't even like that much. You know you should be doing something productive. But instead, you refresh your email for the 10th time and suddenly decide that reorganizing your sock drawer is extremely urgent. Then the guilt kicks in. You think, wow, I'm really wasting my potential, huh? But instead of doing anything about it, you wallow in self-pity and continue the cycle. Fast forward a few weeks, months, maybe even years, and nothing has changed. And then, drum roll, New Year's arrives. A fresh start. A new you. You set all your goals, pumped full of motivation and a little bit of delusion. But then, procrastination creeps in like that one relative who always shows up uninvited and eats all your snacks. Before you know it, you're back to square one, labeling yourself as a lazy person once again. But what if you're not actually lazy? Here's the truth, you're not lazy. You just don't know how to beat inertia. You see, in physics, inertia is the tendency of objects at rest to stay at rest and objects in motion to stay in motion unless acted upon by an external force. It's also Newton's first law of motion. Turns out, Sir Isaac Newton wasn't just talking about apples falling. He was also, probably, predicting your procrastination problem. The real issue isn't that you're unmotivated or lack discipline. It's that the first step always feels overwhelming. Your brain sees a massive task, like writing a 5,000-word essay or starting a new fitness routine, and immediately panics, deciding that literally anything else, yes, even watching paint dry, is a better use of your time. So how do we break free? Simple. We need to break inertia. And here's how. Step 1. Make the first step so small it feels stupid. The biggest mistake you're making. Setting the stakes way too high. Telling yourself, I need to sit down and write an entire essay, is like looking at a mountain and thinking, well, guess I need to jump straight to the top. That's a one-way ticket to avoidance town. Instead, trick your brain. Instead of, I need to write 5,000 words, tell yourself, I'll just write 50 words. Instead of, I have to clean my entire room, say, I'll just pick up one sock. Seems ridiculous, right? But that's the point. It's so easy that your brain doesn't have an excuse to resist. Think of it like convincing a cat to take a bath. If you just chuck it into water, expect chaos. But if you ease it in with treats and warm water, you just might have a chance. Step 2. The 2-minute rule, a Jedi mind trick for productivity. If getting started is the hardest part, what if you made it so easy that your brain couldn't say no? Enter the 2-minute rule. Here's how it works. If you don't feel like doing something, tell yourself you'll do it for just 2 minutes, then you can stop if you want. Don't want to clean your room? Clean for 2 minutes. Don't feel like exercising? Stretch for 2 minutes. Can't get yourself to study? Read 1 paragraph. The best part. You probably won't stop after 2 minutes. Why? Because objects in motion stay in motion. It's basic physics. And you, my friend, are now a productivity physicist. It's like pushing a ball uphill. First it takes effort. But once you get past that initial resistance, it's all downhill from there. Step 3. Lower the stakes and trick your brain. Want to know why you keep putting off big goals? It's because your brain sees them as threats. It's not trying to sabotage you. It's just wired to avoid discomfort. The solution? Lower the stakes so your brain isn't scared. For example, instead of saying, I need to work out for an hour, just commit to putting on workout clothes. Sounds dumb, but once you're dressed, you might as well exercise, right? It's a slippery slope, in a good way. Step 4. Momentum is your best friend. Ever notice how once you start something, it's easier to keep going? That's because momentum is real. Once you overcome inertia, your brain actually wants to keep moving. This is why that one small action, writing 50 words, doing a single push-up, washing 1 dish, can turn into a full-blown productive session. The trick is just starting. Step 5. Bribe yourself like you're a toddler. Your brain loves rewards. So give it one. Every time you complete a small task, celebrate. Play your favorite song. Take a sip of coffee. Do a little victory dance. Your brain will start associating productivity with pleasure, And suddenly, doing things won't seem so bad. Think of it like training a puppy. If you reward it every time it sits, eventually, it just sits without needing a treat. You're the puppy. Give yourself treats. Final thoughts. Stop waiting for motivation, just start. If you're waiting for motivation to strike like a lightning bolt, you'll be waiting forever. Motivation doesn't magically appear. It's created through action. The more you do, the more motivation you'll have. So let's keep it simple. Make the first step ridiculously easy. Use the 2-minute rule. Trick your brain into starting. Let momentum carry you forward. Reward yourself like the overgrown toddler you are. And remember, you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Thanks, Martin Luther King Jr., for that gem. Now go forth and conquer your procrastination. Or, just start with 2 minutes. That's enough for today.